Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to have your dream wedding but you're on a budget. I know a lot of people have asked for this video, just giving my tips and budgets and everything about wedding planning and everything that goes into it. Before we start, if you are watching this and you just got engaged or you're planning on getting married soon, anything like that, I just want to congratulate you and let you know that this can be stressful, especially if you don't have a wedding planner. I didn't have a wedding planner. My mom and I just planned this, but you are not in this alone. Here are some tips and tricks, and let's get started now. Okay, number one is venue. Venue is the tricky one because you kind of need it to get married, but there's not a lot of tips and tricks I can give you on this one. I know they can be so expensive. Some cheaper venues I know are like churches. I know they aren't really venues, but they can be really pretty sometimes, like older ones, especially when you put decor and everything in it. If you're wanting more kind of like the glass one that you feel like you're outside but you're not, I know that going in a field and doing pretty tents is super cheap and you are outside, which I know you don't really want, but I don't know, I feel like it's kind of the cheaper option for that. So that's really all I have for venues. Number two is food. What Gio and I did is we had a family friend cater our wedding, so it was cheaper than just kind of going with something else, I guess. And I know that's not always the option for other people, but I've been to a couple weddings where they just had a family member or a family friend just cook the food for them and they just paid them at a discount because they were family. And I really like that option too because I think it's really cool, I don't know, just having someone in your family kind of make the food, because then, I don't know, it's just cool. I like it. As for catering, just really do your research and make sure that they don't charge you for extra things. Look into their add-on fees and everything, just not the amount by the person in the plate. Number three is dress and tux. So for tux, Gio just rented his, which was so much cheaper than just buying a tux. And for dress, there's this one website called Azazi that has such beautiful gowns, wedding dresses, that are so cheap, under 500. I think all of them are under 500, mainly around 200-300. And they're not bad material, cheap material. It's really good and really nice for really cheap. So that's one website that you could look into. But if you don't want to just order online and you kind of want to try on, I've heard recently that people are renting their wedding dresses. And I know some people may not like that option because you want to keep your wedding dresses for years and years. But if you really do want your dream wedding dress and you're on a budget and that's the last option, I know that they do rent wedding dresses now. Number four is bridesmaids and groomsmen attire. I know this isn't for everyone, but typically bridesmaids and groomsmen pay for their own attire. But if that's not an option, I will give you some. For Gio's groomsmen, he got everything off of Amazon, which was really cheap. And for my bridesmaids, again, I used the app Azazi, which was really cheap for bridesmaids dresses. And Gio's groomsmen got matching ties off of Azazi that were really cheap to match the dress color exactly. Number five is decor. I feel like decor can be really expensive and it just adds up and you don't even realize it. So basically for decor, we looked at thrift stores, we looked on Amazon, and I think that's really it. Also Hobby Lobby. For our decor, we had jars with little light up candles in it. The jars were probably from Dollar General or some kind of thrift store. And the little candles were really cheap from Hobby Lobby or Amazon. For flowers, I didn't really mind having fake ones, so I just got mine from Hobby Lobby when they were 50% off, and it was so much cheaper than getting real ones. So I had fake flowers for all of our bouquets and the guy's boutonniere or whatever, and then whatever floral was all over the place. Number six is favors and save the dates. So for favors and save the dates, I feel like it's becoming less common, but if you really want to save money on your wedding, I don't really think there's a point in sending out save the dates. I think just sending out your invites is fine. That's what Gio and I did. And for favors, it's not really necessary, but some people like giving favors to people when they leave their wedding. For Gio and I's wedding, we gave them a pack of Tic Tac mints that said something cute about mints. I don't really remember, but we got the stickers that went over top of that from Etsy, and then we just bought the Tic Tacs off of Amazon. It was a package deal. But like I said, if you really want to save your money, I think that save the dates aren't really worth it, and favors you don't really need anymore if you don't really want them because I feel like a lot of people just kind of throw them away or they forget to grab them. Number 7 is invites. So for Gio and I's invites, I actually made them off of canva.com, which was really cheap. I designed them myself and then we just had to order them online, and it was really cheap per like invite. And also saving money on that. I know not a lot of people are gifted in like the arts department, so you don't really want to design your own, but they have like templates laid out for you. You just change the words on it. But another way to save money on invites is just putting a QR code on your invites so people can just scan that, take you to your website, and they can just RSVP on there instead of sending like an envelope and another card with them and they have to send it back. Number 8 is accessories. So some people like to go bougie on their accessories. I honestly just got my accessories from Claire's that I had probably from like prom and high school and everything. I just already had fancy stuff. I also know that I think H&M has cheaper like fancy jewelry because Claire's is kind of getting expensive on their fancy stuff. My shoes, I used the same ones I used at dances in high school. But if you don't have that option, thrift stores and stuff are always the best, and then you can just clean them off. I wasn't wearing a necklace to my wedding or anything like that. But for accessories, I think thrifting and just going to normal stores is really cheap option. Number 9 is hair and makeup. So for this one, it's kind of tricky because most people like to get their hair and makeup done professionally, but I've been doing my hair and makeup for as long as I can remember. So I did my makeup, and then my sister-in-law did my hair and the bridesmaid's hair. You could just look around to see in your town if anyone like isn't a professional makeup artist, but you know they're really good at it, and you could just tell them that you'd pay them kind of at a discount because they're not like professional. But if you don't have that option, you may have to spend a little more money to get your makeup and hair professionally done. Number 10 is desserts. For Gio and I's wedding, we had cookies and donuts, which I know some people may not want that kind of exact dessert for their wedding. They may want a bigger cake for like all their guests and everything. But I honestly think that Walmart's cakes are pretty good if you want to save money. But Gio and I got our donuts from Walmart, and then we had a smaller cake for ourselves from a local person. So that was really cheap for desserts for us. And the last thing I can think of, number 11, is photographer/videographer. Let me just tell you this right now. I know you're on a budget, but getting a professional photographer and videographer is so important. I can't even tell you, I think I look back on our video and our pictures every single day. It's just so special to have those pictures, just to look back on years later and just to capture the day. For a photographer, I can just tell you to type in the town you live in and then photographer after that on Instagram, and just scroll through all of those accounts and look at their prices, look at their add-ons for travel fees and everything like that. Just compare their styles and their prices. And for videographer, some people may not want it, but I really think having a video just kind of capturing the whole day in a small like amount of time is very special. Same thing, just type in your town, or if your town is smaller, type in a town over from you that's a little bigger and videographer or photographer. But I think doing a deep dive on their Instagram accounts and actually looking at their add-on fees and everything is so important to sticking to your budget. Okay, that is it, you guys. That's all I can think of. If I'm just blanked and I forgot something, comment in the comments down below and I will give you my advice on it and tips and tricks on budgeting. Like I said at the beginning, if you are engaged or you're thinking about getting married, congratulations, and I hope this helped you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!